Hey guys, happy Monday. It's a whopping 20 degrees here and it's starting to snow. So that's unfortunate for me because I hate the winter and I hate snow. I'm scared of driving in the snow and I just don't like to freeze. So a few months ago, I came across this amazing book called Miracle Morning. And what the book is about is it's about how to reevaluate and give your morning a makeover. And it gives you 6 tips on how to do that. And supposedly if you follow these 6 tips, they'll provide like rocket fuel for your day. I have a really hard time waking up in the morning. Personally, it's a struggle for me, and it's been even harder with COVID because I just find myself lacking the motivation, just not really being motivated to like be productive, especially if I'm just gonna work from home another day. But I've realized lately, like, you know what, like I just need to get out of that mentality because it's not healthy and it's starting to affect my self-esteem and my productivity. So I figured, why not? Like, I'll give it a go. I'll try these 6 steps. So I started doing these 6 steps about a few months ago when my grandpa passed away. Since then, like, I have seen quite a difference. Even my husband has told me he's seen a difference in me. Like, I've just been so much more positive and it's just given me the enthusiasm that I've been lacking for almost a year now. Ideally, you'd want to do the 6 steps within an hour and you want it to be the first thing you do in the morning. You can't do it later on throughout the day, but the whole point of it is to, like I said, like to have this rocket fuel for your day or to be the springboard for the rest of your day. So I do it at 7, from 7 to 8. And he does talk about waking up extra early to do it. A lot of people have done it at 5. For me, that just isn't practical to do at 5 because like there's no point in me waking up at 5, especially if I'm working from home, I don't have a commute, and I start work at 9. I do my Miracle Morning at 7 o'clock and there's 6 steps. And it is customizable, so you can do those 6 steps in whatever order, and you don't always have to do it within an hour, and you don't always have to do the 6 steps. I actually only do the 5 steps, and then my 6th step, I wait to do that from 8 to 9. The first step is actually silence, and I wrote my notebook. You can learn more in an hour of silence than you can in a year from books. And then he shares a few ways that you can practice silence, either through meditation, prayer, reflection, deep breathing, or gratitude. And what I personally do for silence is when I get out of bed, I say my prayers, and then for the first 10 minutes, I meditate. And meditation has kind of always been a little weird thing for me because I have a hard time just staying focused and just with silence. Like, that's really hard for me to just sit there in silence and I'll have my thoughts like go all over the place. So I actually follow this girl on YouTube. Her channel is called Boho Beautiful, and she does like free guided meditations for like 10, 15, 20 minutes, and they have helped so much. Her voice plus like the soothing music has been amazing, and so I've been meditating with her, and for the next 10 minutes I practice gratitude. The way I do my gratitude step is by writing in my gratitude journal, which I actually have right here. And I got this gratitude journal for my job, and you don't need a notebook that says like actually gratitude to have a gratitude journal. Any notebook will be fine. The whole point of a gratitude journal is just to reflect on how you've been blessed and to help you see that life isn't really that bad. And so my gratitude journal actually happens to have prompts at the front. And each day I follow a prompt, I'll answer the question, and that's that. I don't really write that much. Well, sometimes I do. And it's super simple, but it really helps me feel a lot better, I feel. Oh, and the other thing with that is if you just end up getting a normal notebook to do a gratitude journal and you don't really know what to write about, you can always go on the internet and there's tons of gratitude topics on there. And so make sure to check that out if you don't have any idea on what to write about. And the next step is affirmation, and the third step is visualization. I actually combine affirmations with visualizations, and I do those step 2 and 3 for like 5 minutes. You don't know what affirmations are, they're basically like these one-liners, or in my case they're like 4 sentences and I wrote like 6 of them. You can have however many you want, there's like no right or wrong way of doing it. And you basically write out like what you see yourself accomplishing. And so I've done that. I've written out my affirmations. I think I have like 6, and I say those out loud every day. I say them into the mirror and I say them like several times until I believe it, basically. And on top of affirmations, like I said, I combine that with visualization. And what I do is after I say my affirmations, I like to visualize what it is that I'm trying to affirm in my life. So not only am I saying it so that the universe can hear me and God, and I can just make it happen more, but I'm also visualizing it. A lot of people actually have mood boards and they are able to like put pictures on there of like what they want. I personally haven't had time to make a mood board, but it's on my to-do list. But for my visualizations, like I said, I visualize what it is that I want from those affirmations, and I'll also visualize how I want my day to be that day. So if I know I'm gonna have a crazy day that day at work, I like to visualize every step that I'm gonna take to accomplish everything that I need to do for the day. One of my affirmations is, let's see, I have so many. Okay, 2021 is the year of creating. I want to create meaningful content for my YouTube channel, my job, and my personal life. And so that's one of the affirmations, and I say it out loud every day just like that. The next step is technically exercise. And like I said earlier, this whole method is customizable. So I actually don't do exercise within the hour from 7 to 8. I do it from 8 to 9 because I like to have the full hour to actually exercise. Fifth step is reading. Right now, the kind of books I'm reading are self-help books. And the one I'm reading right now is actually Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. And I do that for about 15 minutes. And then after that, I scribe. And so that's the last step, scribing. And what I do for scribing is I take my other notebook, so this one, and that's normally where I put like my feelings, my thoughts, just emotions, lessons that I learned while I was reading either Think Like a Monk or any other inspirational book. And I do that for another like 15 minutes. The steps, I will mention them again, are silence, affirmation, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. And you can do them in whichever order you want, and you don't have to do all 6 of them in the hour. The main thing that I gathered from this book is that if you want to live an extraordinary life and a life full of purpose and intention, it starts with your day-to-day. How you spend your day-to-day determines everything, because your year is determined of your day-to-day. Your month is determined from your day-to-day. Your week is determined from your day-to-day. And so I realized that that's something I need to work on. I need to focus on my day-to-day rather than looking at my month and my year. And the best way to focus on your day-to-day is being intentional with how you spend your mornings. As I've started doing the 6 steps, I've realized that I have had more enthusiasm for my day. I've been more positive, I have had more hope, and I just am laying the groundwork for a really good day. It's easier for me not to get discouraged later in the day because I know that I took care of myself first thing in the morning, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, and physically, so I did the hardest thing that I could have done that day. At the end of the day, this book has increased my happiness. I am all about happiness and self-growth. So if you're for that too, I definitely recommend reading this book or doing the 6 steps, or doing both, whichever works for you. Last thought about the book, as I mentioned before, the steps are customizable, but you should also know that there's different versions of it. So there's a version for college students, there's a version for moms, there's a version for entrepreneurs, there's a version for millionaires. So if you feel like you fit into one of those categories, definitely read the book that fits your lifestyle. If you liked this video or you found anything that resonated with you, make sure to let me know by commenting below, and also share some more tips with me on how you have a productive morning, or if you even care about having a productive morning. Thanks for watching and have a great day.